working with RRA 20 plus years. So I knew I could put out crazy ideas and, Ishan, Rajesh.
Of course, many of them, can't mention a lot of them, but yeah, would try to recapture them in a small module.
Basically a journey of our complete teamwork. It's not only me, it's behind me there are a lot of people who does help me out in achieving this.
Flawless execution. The time was very less, but I think all the three stakeholders, the designers, the builders and the PMC came together along with the Panasonic team.
I think RRA now is 101 engineers now, and they come from vast different experiences, and they come from different backgrounds, and their experience is actually very instrumental in delivering projects of the scale and size, and that too in a 100-day period.
Deadline was that we have to complete this project in 100 days.
For your time.
So this was an unusual project in that we had two very large halls, and then they were connected by some connecting interstitial spaces. So the idea was to expand, and unfortunately heights were not great. So we wanted to demonstrate the sort of the size of the organization without sort of compromising on the scale, and so we celebrated the height as much as we can and the size of the halls, and use the interstitial spaces for meeting rooms and things that don't require external views. The other thing that was very important, of course, was daylighting, and since that's part of our remit always, is maximize daylighting, maximize views, make the space as happy as possible. So that's why the open plan with the acoustic ceiling and the carpeted floors below.
I think one of the most fantastic feelings, because I've seen this journey for last 1 year, I believe, and we have seen a lot of phases wherein there were a lot of challenges, then there were a lot of strict timelines to it, and this space, I think, gives a reflection of our value system, our principles, our belief, our purpose. So I think one of the most beautiful spaces we have designed now.
The idea is like what they told us about the design intent, everything they approached to us for this thing, that this has to keep in design, that it's an open office and should be warm, welcoming, and they have like what we have searched for while designing their outside international offices. They have like very open, heartwarming, warming this entrances and everything. So we thought of keeping in mind that they want something to be an open office system. So we thought of something designed to be in such a way that it should like keeping in intent that some sort of monotonous shouldn't be feel.
Previously, Panasonic's office in Ambience Tower was designed in such a way that the corridors had epoxy flooring on it, and this epoxy flooring, when used to walk, it used to create a sound which was not desirable, and the corridors were very long. And but now I think what the architect design Atelier has done is that they have made the corridors little wider. They have introduced tiles, and then they have also created a linear light which cuts through the space, and so when you're walking, actually it's very interesting as opposed to before. And this is what I liked from the previous office to this one. And in addition, I think it's also the acoustic ceiling which they have added over here, which actually has reduced the noise levels to some degree, because similar to this office, that office was also an open office, and Panasonic has a policy of having open offices where even the directors are actually sitting out in the open. But previously, there was a lot of noise pollution. But now with the acoustical ceilings, the noise pollution has been actually dropped down quite a lot.
So we are very excited, very happy having our new office. It's giving us a very vibrant look, and the kind of office we were expecting, it is beyond that. People are really feeling very cozy about it.
Well, we have always talked about a vibrant Panasonic culture. I think that is going on very well with this concept of vibrancy, where we have always aspired to build a team which is connected, which comes together and which collaborates better. So from that perspective, I think that's come up very well, and very happy to be here today. Flawless execution. The time was very less, but I think all the three stakeholders, the designers, the builders and the PMC came together along with the Panasonic team, and I think they have done a commendable job. And definitely at a time when we had a lot of difficulties, especially at the current situation, but I think the team has come up with a lot of innovation, and they have created a beautiful place for our employees.
Well, obviously, the acoustic ceiling, which is a version of the egg crate, but it's not an egg crate. It's a grid ceiling, and that's really to sort of allow the sense of the height, which is quite nominal. But otherwise, the palette's been kept very, very, very simple. Just woody, light grays, and white. So, which is also part of the philosophy of the company, Panasonic. Keep it as simple, keep it as sort of humble, but highly finished, which we will depict, of course.
Of course, many of them. Can't mention a lot of them, but yeah, I would try to recapture them in a small module. So operation challenges, there were initially when we were designing this whole BOQ. So there were a lot of things which were mentioned as per the BOQs and which were quite sacrosanct, which we can't change. But once you come on the floor, so there are a lot of things which changes, because there are some practical issues, or probably there were some government regulations. So a lot of things kept on changing.
Yes, of course, the entrances basically, I thought of putting this, as I already mentioned, this thing that they want reception to be a big zone for them, should be warm welcome for everyone. So I thought of this steel finish which looks like a mirror image, and the carpets, of course, the paneling, of course, we have thought of, and the ceiling. I told you, that shouldn't look monotonous even, so we thought of putting this sort of open grid ceiling. So it is a major design element for us.
Of course, we did a lot of effort in the stone, the tiles, book matching of tiles and stone, and overall material, quality as well. But one of the areas which I want to focus on majorly is the HVAC. In the HVAC, because of the fact is, when we started the project, Delhi was actually in a very bad shape. There was pollution, almost of about 1,000, AQI was there when we started the project. And of course, Panasonic also had a requirement of maintaining an air quality in the office. So we actually paid a lot of attention to make sure that we integrate very well with the fresh air intake of the office, so that the spaces have an optimum amount of oxygen levels in all the areas, and also the AQI, and as well as the distribution of air, so that not one workstation, the concentration of air is not on any one particular, and actually you get a general sense of well-being in the space, because the AC air is all diffused all around you. So you don't actually know the source of the cold air. So everyone who sits in the office is quite comfortable. There's no draft of direct air on anyone. So we paid, as a PMC, on site, we paid special attention. Of course, along with the HVAC consultant, we did a lot of work.
Deadline was that we have to complete this project in 100 days. And in these 100 days, various challenges came, be it, the pollution control board restrictions during the winter's time. Then this geopolitical situation came across in between, wherein we were having concerns of material deliveries. Having said that, all our team put together, they have done a very good and a phenomenal job to ensure that we have delivered our projects within the time.
See, the most important thing is while you run this kind of large project, the most important thing is to understand the aspiration of each and every function, the role and responsibility each and every stakeholder. So the most important thing for us was to collaborate well with all the teams, and everybody came with their new ideas, thoughts, and they had their own challenges. So at times there were differences, but I think that really helped us when people came together. They gave this idea, and it was executed very well.
Working with RRA 20 plus years, so I knew I could put out crazy ideas, and Ishan, Rajesh, and the team would sort of pull it off. So it's very much a symbiotic partnership. It's not as if we could have done. It would have been almost impossible to do it with another company. We've been working together for so long that we understand, and they understand, and I don't have to walk in and say, oh, this is wrong, because they've already figured it out. So it was very easy.
Because there's a lot of difference between the previous office and this office, because that office space was a little larger. This office space is more collaborative. I will not say it is a smaller space, but this is more collaborative, wherein people are rubbing shoulders to each other. There would be more team spirit because people are sitting closer to each other. This is a little more modern and aesthetic office, more open, more airy, of course, more lighted, and so I think a small space is always, typically, it brings people together. So I think that was the main purpose which we have achieved by and large.
I think Panasonic really trusted us with this project, and I thank the Panasonic team, especially Mr. Inder San and Piyu San, for giving us this opportunity to work on their headquarters. I think trust is very important between us, the architect, the contractor, and especially our client Panasonic, because that is how you actually are able to deliver any project.
So while we are saying this, so the requirement was, the expectation was that we have to have a new modern space, which is the sort of requirement these days. So we wanted to meet those requirements, so that people should feel lively, people should feel happy about it, and with this space, I believe that we could achieve it, and really the employees are feeling very happy about it.
So it's a big event for me, and to see happy faces, 500 faces, sitting around and smiling and celebrating. So that's an achievement for all of us.
Basically, nowadays we are into designing of like open spaces right now. They don't want to be like doing chunks and all. They are not happy with those foundations in their offices. So they want everyone now in this trend. All wants this open ceiling systems only. They want an open space so that visually there will be no foundations in seeing everything. Like Panasonic does have this town hall meetings. So they want this thing to be like open from this far, from that end.
Yeah, when we visited this place 4 or 5 months back, it was a raw bare shell, and that time we did not imagine that is going to come up so well, so nice. I think, as I said in the start, that you can feel the vibrancy. The aura is quite good, and I think people are very happy. When people are happy, they bring a lot of happiness. And I said our philosophy is engagement, well-being, and happiness. So happiness is something which I can feel in people's face, the smile. So that is giving a good feeling, and I think all the stakeholders, they came together and they did a wonderful and commendable job.
So for Panasonic, I would say that multiple divisions of Panasonic team are sitting in this space, and the kind of thought behind was that we want to use this space collaboratively. So now having said that, all all different teams, divisions are sitting, but they can, interact with each other. They can do collaboration with each other in a very better way.
Planning did very long time for us to give this kind of concepts, because we haven't worked in our previous spaces that they have like open town hall plannings and open systems everywhere, cubicles, no in between partitions. So it will be a huge challenge for us to design this as in full complete office without any partition or something like that in between. So it's a huge challenge for us to keep in mind this thing.
And I think countless projects, and we have been associated with the architects for the last 20 years. One of the things is that whenever Design Atelier takes up any project, they actually, it's not a standard cut and dry project. They have very high expectations and they have a very good design and quality standards, which I think sometimes is very hard to meet. But I think overall, it's actually their vision which has come out to life, and honestly, like, everyone is loving it, especially the colors. The color palette is very, neutral, which actually I think is also aligns with the Panasonic's brand identity. Also, when you're working in a neutral palette, then actually your concentration is more on your work, and the bright colors don't distract you as much.
Yeah, definitely. If you see that we have come from the Japanese legacy in the office, we have married the Japanese concept and the local heritage of the Indian legacy very well. It has been blended very well. So it goes on, it is purely as per our expectations.
So I think one of the key things is that we work very in close proximity with Panasonic. And a number of times I actually felt that I was actually representing, or I was part of Panasonic. There were a lot of challenges in the beginning, especially with the paperwork, the legal work. There were a lot of legal requirements of Panasonic, from the indemnity or the execution point of view. And there was a lot of back and forth. And we had to actually do a lot of work in the tender, as well as the formation of the tender document, and on site, of course, huge amount of QAP, which is our quality assurance plan, in which we make sure that all the products which come to the site, we do a material inspection report. We make sure all the manufacturing, all items are free from manufacturing defects. There are no cracks or blemishes or anything like that in any of the material which has to be installed on site. Also, during execution, we make sure that the installation happens as per IS standards and the instructions that we have already mentioned in the BOQ. I mean, there are no shortcuts when it comes to installation of material on site. And of course, when the installation is happening, proper safety is ensured on site. Like people are wearing protective hair. If there is there's welds going on, so they have protective goggles, to name a few. Then we, of course, RRA has a very experienced team which helps us the projects very, very well, and it helps us execute project scale. So I would also thank the RRA staff for enabling us to deliver this project, and without them, I think it wouldn't have been possible. I think they have also spent sleepless nights actually working, probably from the Panasonic office or on site. And sometimes I think our staff has also worked in 2 shifts, so day and night, because work was happening 24 hours over here. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible.
It's basically a journey of our complete teamwork. It's not only me, it's behind me there are a lot of people who does help me out in achieving this.
So I would say, there's no specific zone, but wherever I'm going, I'm finding something or the new, very vibrant and very attracting. So nothing to compare, but yes, it's a very beautiful office all across.
I think RRA now is at 101 engineers now, and they come from vast different experiences, and they come from different backgrounds, and their experience is actually very instrumental in delivering projects of this scale and size, and that too in a 100-day period.
So the first and the foremost expectation from PMC was to set the timelines, to be the cost conducive, to be as precise as possible, to hold the flag of integrity very high, and because when the scalability of the project is so big, then there is a lot of probability of loopholes. I would not say loopholes, or probably I can say it a little more in a polished way, gaps. So I think PMC was quite instrumental in taking care of those gaps. They were pushing the whole design team from the perspective of cost also, from the perspective of timelines also, from the perspective of gaps also. So I think you guys have played very important role, because the scalability and the cost were huge. And I think we are looking forward to involve RRA in our other projects also, and very soon you will see RRA, being part of our other projects. So I think congratulations to the entire team.
Of course, with PMC, very important, because taking care of everything which we have designed to execution, it's completely depends on RRA only, and they have did a very good job here. And obviously I must say that without it, never we can achieve this in a 100-day project. It's like what they said is a 100-day project, so we would never achieve it without them. So RRA is very important for us to achieve this.
So when we started this project, a lot of discussions happened around the team which was getting involved, and we got a lot of applications, and we very carefully chose PMC, which has done some wonderful job in the past, and we are really satisfied with the kind of work you guys have done. And compliments and thanks to you. Wish you all the best for your future projects.
Yeah, so I would say that while we were doing the sketches or doing the initial layouting of this floor, we were really very skeptical that what kind of infra or what kind of fit outs it would come out. But if I compare those days with today, I would say that we have got a very beautiful and a very vibrant office, and it is way beyond the expectations. All thanks goes to the teams like project management team like RRA, and then the design clear teams, contractors like Tatwa Interiors. So all of them have done a very phenomenal job, a very good job. Thank you so very much.
I think PMC is very important in a project, not because I am a PMC. PMC actually organizes the project. So without a PMC, firstly that your tendering and the appointment of the contractor happens in a very transparent manner. That I think is one role that we do very well. Secondly is when we come to the site, making sure the safety and the execution happens in a correct sequence in order to achieve the target of about 100 days like in this project. So that I think PMC is very important. Thank you so much.